Thank you for your service. Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 95. Should be 95, right? I believe so. Yes, 95. Yes. It is the last day of the week, aka the shotgun dropkick workout. I am feeling all right. I actually am feeling way better than I normally am. So I'm looking forward to this workout. Knees are a little funky, but we're going to do something new today. So you'll see that when we go into the gym. But besides that, feeling good, a little sore, but nothing too crazy, and looking forward to this workout. Today, it is not Memorial Day, but it is Memorial Day weekend, and I guess I wanted to talk about Memorial Day because this video should be coming out on the day of Memorial Day. So I guess generally speaking, that's why this is today's subject, Memorial Day. I think I'm going to talk about it in multiple facets, but Memorial Day, for me personally, always represented the unofficial start to summer. I know that it doesn't officially start until June. I know. But Memorial Day weekend, I should say, is when, to me, summer really starts. I mean, all like the pool's open, the beach is open, everything opens basically. That is summertime stuff. It is starting to become hot as fuck outside already, like really hot right now. I have the AC blasting. I actually have to fix the AC in this car, but it's a whole other thing for a different day. All of summer starts on Memorial Day weekend, and then it ends on Labor Day weekend. Even though it's not accurate, I know, but that's how I see it as. And it's been something that I've seen it as since I was like a kid. Back at school, however long ago that was, if like Memorial Day weekend would happen, it was basically like, all right, school's about to end, or if you're a senior, it ended by now. But it's always one of those things that I think of just school ending, but also it's like the turning over. It is basically summer now, so things are like, it's hot outside, sun taking forever to set, which is great. Personally, I like it when the sun takes forever to set. For example, the sun's been setting at like 8:30 recently, so that's always nice. It's always a nice weekend, particularly this type of weekend is such a nice, like, hey, this changeover is happening this weekend. You know, it's summertime now. It's time to have fun, you know, beach season and stuff. I'm a huge fan of the beach. I will say I'll have an entire video about my love to the beach. That's a different video because I can go off on that for a little while. But Memorial Day. I want to say this before I get into the voiceover. We'll probably get into the origins of Memorial Day and all that other stuff because I love talking, or at least looking into how things started and, you know, exploratory things like that, because I think we know things, but we don't actually know the meaning behind of a lot of stuff. So that's why I like to go into the definitions and stuff like that in videos. So we'll do that for Memorial Day, see how it started and all that other jazz. But with that being said, before we go inside, I want to say this. Memorial Day is a day for remembering those who were in war and also served for the military, I believe, which is good. I always will say this, no matter what. I personally would never join the military, but I have a respect for those who would. I have a respect for a lot of people that do stuff like that in the world because I would personally not do it. So I'm glad that there are people out there that would do it, you know, instead of my place. So to those who actually have the balls to do that type of stuff, thank you for your service. I said it before at the beginning. That was not unironic. I genuinely mean that because, you know, they are people that deserve our thanks for doing things, especially those who fought in wars and all that other stuff, who've seen basically hell on earth. I would not want to be in their shoes, but I'm still thankful for them for doing that. I personally, like I said, I'm not like super a gung-ho military person myself. I'm not like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm not a super military person, but I will have the respect to those who do it because, like I said, I personally won't do it, but I tip my hat to those guys and gals who go out there and risk their lives out there for that. There's also a bunch of other things that I would respect that I wouldn't do. Firefighting would be another one, but that's a whole other video. Maybe one day, the firefighting video. I don't know how that will come up as to why I would even talk about it, but that'll be some other day. But back to Memorial Day. I think also we'll talk on the inside about all the stuff like sales and all that other jazz, because there's a lot of shit that's like trying to get me to buy stuff, and not gonna lie, some of it's working a little bit depending on the sale, but still, that is something that's interesting, that now it's just an association with sales in a way. But we'll talk about that on the inside as well. With that being said, I'll see you on the inside. Alright, so start this day off with leg extensions, which was the first time I've done them on camera. I've done them on before, but usually after a workout, just as a little bit of a blood flow type of deal. This was actually weighted a lot more than I normally do. I also use the single leg ones just to kind of go individual legs, but this felt interesting. I'll talk more about it later. But back to the subject matter at hand, Memorial Day. So today, the day that this comes out, is Memorial Day. It is looking at the origins of it, the claimed origins. It says that many people have cited when it started, but it seems as though it's around the Civil War is when it started. It looks like there's no actual date of where it says that they kind of figured out where it started. It says on Wikipedia here the first time was May 30th, 1868, which is interesting that it was all the way back in the Civil War for when this happened. It seems like it was something along to do with the general traditions of decorating soldiers' graves with flowers rather than specific events leading to the national proclamation. Soldiers' graves were decorated before in the U.S. before and during American Civil War. Other claims may be less respectable, appearing some researchers taking credit without evidence while erasing better evidence, events, or connections. So really, the origins of it is kind of unknown, but it does exist, and I'm glad it does, honestly. It's one of those holidays that both work out, you know, the spiritual sense. It is still celebrated in that, yeah, it's a day for remembrance of those who served in the military, which is good. And also the unofficial thing where, you know, it's the weekend where summer basically starts, you know, all the summer events kind of kick off and everything else after starts going bananas, and I'm a big fan of that. So both cases, very happy about that. They're both worthwhile things. Now, the other thing that I looked up, because I was very curious about this, because I was just like, why does this happen? But Memorial Day sales, because that is something that has always been a thing for me. And I always think of it's one of the three major places to when to look for a deal. Like it's Memorial Day, Black Friday, and Labor Day, I believe. Those are the three big like sales days. I'm not counting Prime Day, but still, those are like the three big ones that even as a kid, I remember being like, oh yeah, there are sales around this time. And back to school sales as well. But that one was when I was a kid. Nowadays, there's not that much anymore. But it seems as though it just happened to happen because there's no real lack of holidays around this time. And that's why. And apparently a lot of things get put on sale around this time since, you know, we're transitioning from winter clothes to summer clothes. So a lot of the winter clothes go on sale around this time. It looks like, yeah, the next best holiday is 4th of July. So for some reason, it just happened to latch on to this holiday, which kind of strange, kind of makes sense, obviously, because it's a holiday nonetheless, and a national holiday at that. But it's still kind of weird. I feel like this is the third not really discussed association with this holiday, which is the sales, which is interesting. But, you know, to each their own, especially if you're into this type of stuff, super consumerist. And I'm not gonna lie, there are a couple places where I've looked at it that are on sale, and I'm like, all right, I might get something, but who knows? I am glad that this is a day of remembrance. I'm glad to see also Google hasn't forgotten this holiday, because sometimes Google will say screw specific holidays and not really do anything for them. So when Googling this or Googling something, it said something. When Googling Memorial Day, there actually came up different things for it. So I'm very glad about that. They didn't actually just kind of like say fuck it and forget about it, because that has been the tendency recently to say screw it to certain national holidays. But I don't want to get too into the depths of the current social climate on things, because some things are just not very kosher, but to each their own on that one. Overall, I really do enjoy this holiday. You know, it's always nice to have a 3-day weekend. Always good to have a day to remember those who will do stuff that, you know, you're just not willing to do. And I think that should there be more than one holiday, of course. I don't think that, you know, there should be just relegated to one day of the year. But still, it is something where at least it is nationally acknowledged of, and it's that is the day for this. So thanks to those people, really. I'll be honest, I'm not a military person, but thankfully for them and thankful for their services and doing what they do best. My only closest encounter with military stuff is watching Steve 1989, who does MRE reviews. That's the closest I get to any military at all. So thank you to those people. I really do appreciate it. You know, in this little last bit, I was going to talk about the fact that there was no Memorial Day movie. You know, like I always think of like Independence Day. I don't think there's a Labor Day weekend movie, Halloween, Christmas, all the Christmas movies, you know, all that stuff. But apparently there was a Memorial Day movie. It was in 2012. It was called Memorial Day, which I have never heard of. The only reason I even see it is because of the Wikipedia article, and seems kind of interesting, but also I feel like you could make a lot of movies out of here, so why not do that? I feel like there's a whole plethora that could happen, so make it happen, someone. Come out on this Memorial Day weekend to get the special deals. And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped, well, technically none. I have replaced hack squats with leg extensions, which, I'll be honest, 50-50, I'll be honest. I don't know if I like it yet. I'm going to have to try it for another week or two and then see how it goes. But personally, I don't know. I feel like I didn't do much. I mean, I pushed the quads a little, but I don't feel like I did that much, I'll be honest. So that, I guess we'll see how I feel later, you know, and how it all works out. But besides, I should have more calories in my diet relatively soon. So I should be able to go back to hack squats relatively soon. But that being said, overall, pretty good day. Feel great. My legs are done, though. The hamstring side, completely cooked. So, very happy about that. But besides that, feeling good. And looking forward to going home. Looking forward to tomorrow. I'm going to get a lot of sleep tomorrow. But back to the main subject matter. Memorial Day. It's a very interesting holiday because for a lot of people, it means a lot for a lot of people. It's one of the major holidays in the US, at least, that I think most people, I don't want to say celebrate, they deal with the stuff that comes with it, if that makes any sense. So for example, you know, most people have the Monday, Memorial Day off, the government holiday, so a lot of people have it off. It's usually when the pools are open, kids have it off from school. It's like it's one of those holidays that everybody has to kind of deal with all at once. But the main thing I wanted to say about it is that it also means different things to different people, because for Memorial Day, for some people, it is a day of remembrance and somberness. And technically, although it should be that for most people, and that's what the origins were for, I'm going to assume on that one, it's still one of those things that it's not necessarily seen as that somber to everybody. And some people will actually ridicule it and say it's like, oh, why do we need a day of remembrance for these types of things? And those people sicken me. Their opinion should be discarded, and also probably should be looking at the wall, but that's a whole other subject for a whole other day. But anyways, I would say actually Memorial Day is probably up there in my favorite holidays because of the significance of it beginning summer. I think there is something about that being said. I really do enjoy the fact that summer is about to begin. It's like that is the unofficial start to summer and all the good times, plus the hot weather and all that other jazz. Big fan of hot weather, so there's that. So that's why I would say it's high up there in holidays for me personally. Labor Day would be the opposite, where it's low in holidays because everything closes. It's no longer summer. Oh my God, it's about to be fall. But it's not the worst of all the holidays, I'll say that. We'll get to that holiday when we get there at the end of summer. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions about Memorial Day. You know, if you are somebody that just says, oh, it's a Monday off, or if you're like, oh, it is a day of remembrance for all of those who have fallen in war and or have served our country. One of the two. It doesn't matter. It's all good to me. If you're also somebody that's like, fuck it, I'm sold, I'm going to go buy a TV on this day, or whatever other consumerist ideals you might have, which is all right. I'm not going to say no to that, because I'll be honest, I can fall for those things. And also, sometimes I do buy stuff on these weekends because sometimes there are just sales that work out for you. So I'm not going to shit on that. But with that being said, tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. I would love to know. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any thoughts or opinions about anything else, please let me know. Please share this video with somebody who might like it. I would love to know that too. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your holiday. If you're watching it on the holiday, if you're not, have a great rest of your day. And thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.